This video is brought to you by Mubi, a curated streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema from all around the globe. Get a full month free at mubi.com/Lauren.
Hello?
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Yeah, your video, the what I watched.
How are you calling me through my television? And why?
Well, because you're filming on your phone, so like we couldn't use that for the bit. Anyways.
Yeah, so what is this in reference to?
Babe, we've been waiting. We have been waiting for that What I Watch in 2025 recap video for almost 4 months now. Okay? The girls are hungry. It's April.
No,
it's April.
Hey.
Yeah,
check
what?
your calendar.
Calendar
It is
check.
not April.
It is. Yep, it is.
Your calendar, please. Tell me it's not April.
It's just extremely late. Your procrastination is on a level that will go down in history.
It's not that late. I need you to calm down.
Check your calendar. Check your calendar.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Time is just a construct. You know, time isn't real in the sense that it's not real.
Right. Well, maybe it's not real to you, but to greater society it is. So get on that video, please.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I will get on that right now.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, Godspeed, and have a good day.
I absolutely will. Thank you.
A red wine. I'm a very bad procrastinator. Hopefully if this is going up on April 1st, if I got my ass into gear and filmed and scripted and edited in time. I watched a lot of movies this year. I do this every year. I love it. Ratings/rules for these videos. I don't include shorts or series, just feature films. All documentaries, unless I didn't like them, usually have a little heart. I don't really rate documentaries. Sometimes a movie that is like a childhood favorite, like High School Musical, will just have a heart as well, because it's like I can't rate it. Like, it's like, yes, it's like for my soul and my heart, it's a 5-star, but like it's not really. I don't know. Another thing, 3 stars. A lot of y'all treat 3 stars, 3 out of 5, as if it's like, as if that movie belongs at the bottom of a disgusting rat-filled dumpster. For me, 3 stars, that's a good movie, because here it is. Here, okay, the math. 3 out of 5 is equivalent to a 60 out of 100. 60 is above the median, which is 50. So 50 is like, okay, this is right in the middle. It's not good, it's not bad, it's right in the middle. 60, well, that's better. That's better than in the middle. That's good. But then we get, 40. So like 3.5, hella good, pretty good movie. But anyways, let's get into this. I'm excited. So the first movie I watched in 2024 was
Almost Famous. I don't know what happened to the part of me saying that.
Enthralling. Was not aware Billy Crudup looked like that. Wasn't even aware of who Billy Crudup was, but my God, need that. Y tu mama también, a tu tía, and your mama too. Can't believe it took me so long to watch this. 2 boys kissing initiated by a woman in power. You will always be famous. Mexican cinema is something I really want to focus more on ingesting this year, so if anybody has any recs, let me know. American Psycho. A lot of y'all have some boyfriends that look up to this man, Patrick Bateman, and I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. Leave him very imminently. Beyond the Infinite 2 minutes. Simply delightful, such a refreshing take on the sci-fi time travel genre, and it was all filmed in 1 take, which is a feat. Lady Bird. Hey mom, did you feel emotional the first time that you drove in Sacramento? I did, and I wanted to tell you, but we weren't really talking when it happened. All those Bens I've known my whole life, and stores and the whole thing. But I wanted to tell you. I love you. Thank you. Best movie ever? What the hell? Sure. Yeah. Tokyo Story. While I couldn't necessarily relate to the subject matter of this film, it is nonetheless so rich and so beautiful in every way. It felt like a meditation. Ozu has such a way of capturing life on film, and I really can't wait to watch more of his filmography. Sweethearts. Cute and funny. Boyfriends and Girlfriends. Eric Romer will always have me yearning for a brunette, curly-haired French boy. The Social Network. Sorry, I'm getting a call. Okay. Yep, thank you. See you soon. Bye. That was just my cleaners. They wanted to call to tell me that my Prada and my fuck you flip-flops were ready for pickup, so.
Little Miss Sunshine. She's a super freak, she's super freaky. Yow. Yow.
In another country, watching mundane human interactions on screen, the depressing, the funny, the messy. I love that shit. Ice Age. Some of y'all have boyfriends that look like Sid the Sloth. The Graduate.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk.
Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. You know what? Hell yeah. Wallace and Gromit. Fargo. Oh, you betcha. You betcha, Marge. That was a fantastic movie. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Broadcast News. Obsessed with movies about journalism and also movies about love triangles? Well, let me put you on to a little film called Broadcast News that also has Joan Cusack in it. So, Wham, maybe one of the best pop acts to ever do it, but more so just rooted in a beautiful friendship. And my God, I miss George Michael. No, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. No, I'm not a fool. How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. If you like to subject yourself to films with titles like these, thinking that you won't end up curled into a ball, sobbing in your bed, I recommend this movie to you. X-Men Days of Future Past. I am convinced that the only two qualifications to be an X-Man is to have a weird superpower and be hot as fuck. Logan Lucky, it's giving I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence, but instead of US history, it's NASCAR. And it was filmed in my city, which is very cool. The Martian. Get Samwise Gamgee on that Martian planet with Matt Damon, and I know he would cook up a variety of delicious potato dishes with those space farm grown potatoes. This movie will have you craving a potato. Baked, mashed, with a little bit of salt, pepper, butter if you have it, but you're in space, so you might not have butter. Crazy Rich Asians. Aquafina in Crazy Rich Asians be like, what is you talking about, Michelle Yeoh? On the Beach at Night Alone. Gonna read from the laptop for this one. One of my favorite type of films are those where I'm witnessing conversations between people. Lovers, friends, siblings, a mother and a daughter, exes. And these conversations can be unscripted and completely real for I know, just because of how innately human they feel. No fluff, just natural. Quote, things I couldn't feel in soul, I began to feel here, bit by bit. Sometimes the loneliness made me tremble, but there's pleasure in that too. Hong Sang-soo, you will always be famous to me. Donnie Darko. What the fuck? What the actual hell was going on in this movie? I had to watch 18 YouTube video explanation essays after finishing it, and I still only understand maybe half of it. Bunny Lover, a directorial debut worth a watch. The internet is scary as fuck. Ooh, just had a really good yawn. You could probably tell. The Big Short. Sing Sing. All I have to say is that this is what movies are all about. This is what art is all about. I was genuinely floored after finishing this film. I think everybody ever should watch it. Mars Express. Cyberpunk is so cool, and I'm obsessed with the innately French style of animation that we've seen in the past few years. I think it's very pleasing to my eye. Zootopia. It is ACAB forever until you mention my girl Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. Comfort movie, down, yeah. The World of Kaneko. I will never be rewatching this because of how innately disturbing and effed up it is. Complimentary, because I did enjoy every second. Yes, I did. Also stars Koji Yakusho. That is my guy, and he will body any role that he has. The Wild Robot, full of heart and soul and beauty and universal themes that prove that animation is not just for kids. It's for everyone. The Matrix, watching two of the hottest people on earth wearing cunty black trench coats and blackout sunglasses while fighting cops in slow-mo arming multiple firearms and exhibiting flawless martial arts. That's what movies are all about, baby. Companion, and if the AI robot is sexy and hot, it is allowed to be evil. This would also make a fantastic double feature with Ex Machina. The Lord of the Rings, The War for Rohirrim. Perhaps I'm biased because I love Lord of the Rings and I also love anime, but I ate every second of this up. I love a strong female protagonist and I love Gandalf. Liz and the Bluebird, if you love someone, set them free for real. I needed the two main girls to kiss though, like it was palpable, the tension. The original score is also phenomenal. I recommend listening to it drunk in the back of an Uber. Veselka, the rainbow at the corner of the center of the world. Beautiful documentary, proves that food can unite anybody. I had the pleasure of living 3 doors down from this fabulous Ukrainian restaurant when I lived in the East Village of New York City. And when I tell you, I've never had a beat in my life before this. A beat, like, not a beat like a boom boom beat, but like a beat like the vegetable. I've never had one in my life before I stepped foot into Veselka. And I'm a beet truther now. Beet soup? Oh my god. Oh my god. One of them days, SZA and Keke Palmer are a comedy duo for the ages. And I will be hosting a Prosecco party with my bitches at my place tonight. David Lynch, The Art of Life. May that man and all of his genius rest in peace, but I think if I spent a single 24 hours in that man's mind, I would have killed myself. Reality Bites, reading from the laptop for this one. My stream of consciousness while I watch this wonderful film for the first time is as follows. Oh my god, everybody is so hot. I am in my mid-20s and so lost as well, Winona Ryder. I need to smoke a cigarette right now. I need to smoke a cigarette with Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke right now. Oh my god, everyone is so hot. Why is Cindy Crawford endorsing a bandana designed by Donna Karan that is blue for Crips, red for Bloods? Ben Stiller is a genius. It only makes sense that the mind who directs Severance would have also directed this. Oh my god, he is also so hot. A simple favor. I love when a movie gets a little gay. I don't love as much when it gets a little incestual. Angel's Egg, so eerie, so gothic, so existential. All complimentary. I'm still here. How to Train Your Dragon. If horse girls exist, then I think dragon girls can too, and you know what? Maybe I'm one of them. How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'm one of them. Late spring. Happiness isn't something you wait around for, it's something you create for yourself. And that quote alone is why I love Ozu's film so much. This film really depicts just how hard it is out here to be in your mid to late 20s and kind of have no idea what you want your future to be like. Inu-Oh, the lore behind the ancient tale that this film depicts is beautiful. Masaka Yuasa is kind of on the same scale as Hayao Miyazaki for me in terms of animation and storytelling. Fabulous. The Wolverine. I love Hugh Jackman. I wish he were real. Vagabond. The search for meaning and autonomy in a world that hates to give that up. I love you, Agnes Varda. Not an Artist, a quirky, funny indie that is bound to resonate with anybody who is creative in any way. Mickey 17, Bong Joon-ho said, save the earth, save the animals, make movies horny again, make movies about yearning again. Matt and Mara, oh, to spend time with someone who makes you forget about the mundanities of life and make you feel like a kid again, and also remind you that maybe you should up your dose of antidepressants. There's nothing more beautiful. Mermaids. Dopamine in movie form. I direly need to be adopted by Cher and to queen out with preteen Winona Ryder. Coraline. Other mother waist snatch body tea low key. I will say it. Conclave. Mr. Christ, liberal wokeism has hit the Vatican. Resurrect Dead, The Mystery of the Toynbee Tiles. Shout out my YouTube recommended page for suggesting this very fascinating, obscure documentary. positioned between a Victoria Monet X Blood Orange mashup and a SpongeBob horror theory iceberg. Black bag. Cool? Yes. Fun? Yes. The bag didn't exist. It was a figure of speech. Kate Blanchett, mommy. Arze. The first Lebanese film I have ever watched. Touching, funny at times, beautifully shot. It also will have you craving this type of Lebanese pie, savory pie, called sfiha. Oh, I'm craving it like a motherfucker just thinking about it. If anyone has any Lebanese film recommendations, let me know. August in the Water. An eerie yet mesmerizing journey into the ether. It had me in a hypnotic, dreamlike state the entire 2-hour runtime. And it's free on youtube.com and the Internet Archive. Hell yes, make art accessible again. Roman Holiday, my girl Audrey Hepburn said, fuck your milk and crackers. I am young. I should be at the club, falling in love. Bellissima. Opus. God save us from the epidemic of these class culture, stan culture, cult films we've been inundated with. They are all the same. They all feel the same. Pampo the Cinephile. A love letter to filmmaking, the creation of art, and the amount of yourself that you put into that art. Low-key hella inspiring. Koyanis Squatsi. I don't really know, but damn, I feel bad for the earth, and next time I watch this, if I do, it will be off a little gummy. Just know. Princess Mononoke. Every scene a painting, every note of music a masterpiece, every line of dialogue a poem. Love me. And listen, if you put Steven Yeun and Kristen Stewart in a movie, I'm sad. Janet Planet personally didn't connect like I wanted it to. However, the essence and sounds of summertime lingered within each shot. It made me crave the warm weather and long summer nights. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Willem Dafoe, more like Willem de Rat. More like it. Sacramento. Charming, so funny. I love Michael Cera. I love the entire cast. I love indie cinema. Sacramento, hometown of my dear friend Christine Ladybird McPherson. Sinners, fucking rocked, literally, with its blending of so many different genres. It just was like nothing else I'd ever seen. Corinna, sort of like if Amelie took place in Guadalajara, Mexico. Evil does not exist. Rating this one for my notes because I'm so dead-ass serious when I look at you and tell you this. Evil doesn't exist in nature. Only when man, in our convoluted capitalistic ways, steps in does it arise. Arises for the land, the animals, the people who rely on its many fruits, such as water, for survival. Yeah, I mean, this, I thought about this movie for weeks after it finished. The score will engulf you, and drown you, and I think like everybody ever should watch this beautiful, tragic, harrowing film. Noma, My Perfect Storm. $657 US for a foamed lavender leaf and an ant-covered egg yolk. And you know what? If I had the money, I'd bite. Literally. Oh my God. I think my allergies are acting up, frankly. The pollen outside is insane. Anyways, Death Becomes Her. And when Isabella Rossellini, in all of her beauty and iconiness, offers you to take the substance, bitch, you take it. The Novelist's film. I could have any film of Hong Sang-soo on in the background of my life 24/7. Rushmore. Jason Schwartzman and Bill Murray. Low-key the duo of a millennium. Magic Farm. Bold, bright, absurd, and it stars Chloe Sevigny. What more can you ask for? Suzume. Peak. The Luckiest Man in America. It made me want to decipher the inner workings of a game show and win some money. Get some money. Honey. Not what you expect going in. It was a very unique take on the morality of euthanasia and end-of-life decisions. But while the subject matter is very dark, it was a beautiful movie. Isle of Dogs. You'll meet a bitch named Nutmeg. Thunderbolts. Best MCU movie in a while. Fun yet had a lot of heart. A great cast. Featured Bucky Barnes riding a motorcycle while arming a large firearm down a desert highway that made me need him in a way that would send feminism back a half a decade. And it also featured a genuine pony needle drop in your honey. Let's do this, riding my pony, your saddles waiting. Wait a second. Waiting. Bucky Barnes, yes. Lars and the Real Girl. Raise your hand if a movie about a man who falls in love with a sex doll, mannequin, whatever Bianca is, Bianca being the real girl in question. Raise your hand if that movie made you cry. The Hunger Games, peak cinema, concerning. Women on the verge of a nervous breakdown. También soy una mujer al borde de ataque nervios. See.
The Lost City, a haiku. Channing Tatum Butt. I love you, Sandy Bullock. The city was bound. Arigato.
Friendship. I wanted to punch Tim Robinson's character in the face the entire runtime. It actually increased my blood pressure, I think. Darkest Miriam. Poetic yet mysterious. It left me feeling melancholic but also hopeful. Britt Lower is such a fantastic actor, but I need her to cut those Helly R bangs imminently. Ocean's 12. Two things make this movie a masterpiece, one of them being the fact that Vincent Cassel's character made it through the museum's laser security system by breakdancing to Europop, and the other one is Julia Roberts playing a doppelganger of Julia Roberts. Host. And when I say Bong Joon-ho is a master of his craft and genre blending, I mean that shit. Star Wars The Clone Wars. I got back on the saddle of my Star Wars marathon, and I figured I would include this in the bunch. It was fun. Not much more to say. The Super Mario Bros. Movie. Hell fucking yeah. Catch me and my girls on the Rainbow Road driving to Stateside by Zara Larsson and Pink Pantheress while all the other characters are doing their quests. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Adam Driver serving face when he took off that helmet as Kylo Ren. Another Simple Favor. Fun as hell. Got gay. Hell yeah. The Phoenician Scheme. You really don't know you need to witness Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston playing horse on a makeshift basketball court until you do. And you probably do. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. My boy Toothless bagged a Biazzi. Yes, you love to see it. Materialists. Right, because multimillionaire Pedro Pascal invites you to travel the world with him for free, and you turn him down because he got a leg extension surgery in the past? No, I would have been on that flight within an hour with my ex 4'6" man. Sorry to Chris Evans' character. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. They gave us the most likable characters in this entire franchise, and then K-worded them all at the end. Solo, A Star Wars Story. Fun. Chewbacca. Ash. Sometimes you need to stop, reevaluate, and ask yourself, is this movie worth sitting through for one single actor that I like? Aaron Paul, I am so sorry. Solely Main Story. We would truly be nothing without the immigrants who break their back day after day to help run our societies, most of them which live on the outskirts of said society in less than ideal conditions. And tip your delivery driver or your mom's a hoe. Atsuko Okatsuka, father. Atsuko is father, and her and her fuck-ass Bob gotta be two of my favorite comedians of all time. Nine Queens. A peak heist film. Shout out to the person who recommended this one to me on my last 4 YouTube videos. You did not let me down, queen. 28 Days Later. 7 minutes in and I witness a Cillian Murphy dick and cock jump scare. Also, why was this filmed on a Nokia? A Grand Night in the Story of Oddman. Carrots. The dirtier the better. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. BB-8 is so cute. To Live and Die in LA. Luigi Mangione should play a young version of John Turturro in a biopic. Anyways, if you're somebody who likes 70s crime movies set in Los Angeles, this one is for you. Psychotherapy, the shallow tale of a writer who decided to write about a serial killer. They arm my girl Britt Lower with a gun. Need more of that in cinema. Also, don't really remember watching this, but my Letterboxd review says it had very concise writing and a tight a tight script. K-pop Demon Hunters. So there's this animated feature film that I watched on July 8th, 2025 at around 11 p.m. And little did I know it would forever change my Spotify statistics, but also my life. Rear Window, unmatched set design, but why did they make beautiful women date men 20 years, 30 years their senior in old Hollywood? I will never understand that. One of them days, you don't have to do this, man. Think about the children. I don't give a fuck about the children. What? Not even the infants? Gato Diario, it's giving Wes Anderson pre-Wes Anderson. This was maybe one of the most visually jaw-dropping movies I've ever watched. Inherent Vice, I just love a Los Angeles cult, private investigator, sex, love, and drugs movie. Now You See Me always sends me back to circa 2010 when I posted card tricks and tutorials on my YouTube channel. That was a special time, and I was a really good magician. Eddington, Fireworks by Katy Perry, forever an all-timer, do you feel like a plastic bag type shit. Also, I will never forget the losers who did not wear masks during COVID-19. Never. I will never forget them. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse had to drop in for a nice rewatch just to make extra sure this is a perfect movie, and it is. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse had to drop in for a nice rewatch just to make sure this is the perfect sequel to its predecessor, and it is. The Fantastic Four First Steps. You know, no Fantastic Four will ever touch the ancient text. Fantastic Four 2005, starring the hottest cast you can ever imagine, especially the Storm siblings, my god. That being said, the retrofuturism aesthetic here was epic, and so were the scenes with Silver Surfer. Reservoir Dogs. Is this a safe space to say something about Steve Buscemi? Fantastic Four, let me reiterate, ever since I was a 6-year-old little girl and I saw Fantastic Four 2005 for the first time, I knew that Chris Evans and Jessica fucking Alba were the hottest two people on earth. Yes. To Tommy, this was a drama that interweaves sports and politics, and it is the farthest description of any movie I would have an ounce of interest in, but this was fantastic. I'm talking edge of my seat. Fantastic. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Is this a safe space to say something about the Silver Surfer? Lurker, the king of comedy, directed by Martin Scorsese, but Gen Z-ified. Saltburn, many men in this world require psychological aid. This was visually very beautiful and freaky. I liked it. Howl's Moving Castle, Love Century of the Millennia. Sorry Baby, a directorial debut by Ava Victor that invigorated my hope in the future of indie cinema and original storytelling. Spirited Away. This one is directly from my Letterboxd review. I know it felt good as hell for that polluted river spirit when they emptied it of all that trash, like finally shitting after being constipated for days. I'm sure.
Weapons. I love when a movie doesn't take itself too seriously and kind of subverts what you think is going to happen, especially if it's horror, but it's still kind of terrifying in some parts, but also makes you chuckle. I liked it.
Bonjour, Tristesse. Highly recommend this one for fans of movies that take place during the summer in some remote southern European town where hot people just mingle and ride bikes as their main form of transportation. Nobody. Bob Odenkirk stan, call me a Bob Hodenkirk. Cowboy Bebop the movie, and when your favorite television series / anime of all time has a movie, well girls, we buckle in and we watch it. California Typewriters. Did you know that Tom Hanks owns over 300 portable typewriters? Challengers. I yearn for that feeling of watching the last 15 minutes of this film for the first time. Oh, to be a tennis ball being hit across the net by Art and Patrick, set to an electric original score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Wow. Inside the Edge, a professional blackjack adventure. And when my name appears on the top charts of the blackjack rankings In the near future, don't bat an eye. Shin Godzilla. Japan said, Miss US of A, your government bureaucracy is filled with a ton of idiots. And they were right. And I'm sure if Godzilla could speak, she would have said the same. The Boy and the Beast. Adorable. Original. Great story. And visually pleasing to my eyes. Naomi Osaka, the second set. Naomi Osaka to me is what LeBron James is to baseball. Oh my God. Basketball. I knew that. That was athletes, women, mothers, all of which Osaka embodies, are just so strong and awesome. Caught by the tides. I do fear that our future is made up of AI slop, rotted social media brain, and Uber Eats robots. And you know what? Let's do our part and our best to combat that. Telemarketers, an interesting, odd, sort of funny, insane documentary. Shout out journalism for real. Oh hi. If you or a loved one developed a crippling crush on Logan Lerman circa 2010 after watching Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, you may be eligible for compensation, because 15 years later this movie will have you realizing that that crush is still as strong as ever, stronger than the Marines, and it will have you down bad. Summer Wars, a movie about a computer AI avatar that overtakes the entire internet and all of technology to send a space station hurtling towards a nuclear power plant on Earth that was made in 2009 as a completely foreign, unrealistic concept. And 27 years later, well, could happen any day now. The Life Aquatic, Whimsy. Whimsy, I love Whimsy. And Bill Murray. A Second Life, a film about friendship and how you become more open as you find yourself. If you're a fan of movies where people just walk and talk in pretty places, exquisite sound design, visually beautiful movies, this is for you. Bullet Train. Whoa. Big Hero 6, it was actually so uncalled for Disney to have the big brother fucking die in a fire 15 minutes into this. Anyways, Neo, San Fran, Tokyo. I love made-up cities and I want to live there. Arco, I adored this. It's like if Castle in the Sky merged with The Wild Robot. Robot, X human, X the downfall of the natural world. Gotta be one of my favorite genres for real. Waste Man. Unfortunately, Tom Blythe covered in tattoos wearing a wife beater does do it for me. And if you think Tom Blythe covered in tattoos wearing a wife beater would do it for you, I recommend this movie. Also, if you are just into original stories and fantastic performances. Amoeba. Anything that features coming-of-age teens rebelling against a world that puts too much pressure and surveillance on them, forcing them to rebel against the system, will count me in. Good News. Absurd in every way, but perhaps overstays its welcome. Ballad of a Small Player. Makes you feel like you're floating through a neon hypnosis around the city of Macau. A Bug's Life.
Finally, I'm a beautiful butterfly!
And so are you. Honey Don't. Honey Do. Actually, me, please. Vice is Broke. The indie magazine founder into right-wing podcaster pipeline is kind of wild. Legally Blonde. Because isn't the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate? It's her story. Renoir. Quiet, subtle, at some points very bizarre. It's just a reminder that death is always surrounding us and that everyone has their own struggles, and we get to experience this and the many imperfections of the world through the eyes of a child, which is such an interesting point of view considering we've all been there. Secret Mall Apartment, misleading title because now everybody knows about the Secret Mall Apartment. Caleb Heron, model comedian. Jordan Peterson, that fucking fruitcase. Swiped. Amongst the onslaught of movies and series about startups and companies like WeWork, Uber, Theranos, Pop-Tarts, Cheetos, this one is most definitely one of the better ones. Caleb Heron, model comedian, had to rewatch and introduce my friends to my good pal and funny guy, Caleb Heron. Hard 8. Hard 8? More like Hard 8. because this movie ate. And Gwyneth Paltrow, actress of a generation. I said it.
Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle. Animation was too pretty, score was immaculate, and out of all of the 8,000 backstories we were introduced to, each one felt emotionally deep, and I felt a connection to each character. Also features a demon twink, love that diva. The threesome. Not a rom-com girl, but maybe I would be if they all had the perfect balance of rom and com like this movie did. Barbara Walters, Tell Me Everything. Well, my girl Barbara, she told us everything. What can I say? She's the blueprint. Shout out women, shout out journalism. Kiki's delivery service hits like a motherfucker when you need it. Like, we are really all just going through this thing called life blindly and in unison. And that's okay. Pot stealing. Zoe Kravitz smoking cigarettes has been my religion for years now, and this movie just strengthened that faith.
K-pop Demon Hunters. And when I say inject that soundtrack into my veins imminently, I mean it. When I catch you, when I can fall in, yeah. Doppelganger. Human psychology and our brains are very, very scary things. Ponyo. And if it's against the law to call Ponyo's sea mother mommy, lock me up for eternity. Especially when she's voiced in the English dub version by Cate Blanchett. Sour grapes. And if you see me scamming billionaires by selling them counterfeit wine in the near future, no, you didn't. And they probably deserved it. Tokyo ga. Tokyo was like a dream, and today my own images appear to me as if they were invented. Like when after a long time you find a slip of paper on which you once hand-scribed down a dream on the first light of dawn. You read it in amazement and you don't recognize the thing as if it were someone else's dream. Wim Wenders, ladies and gentlemen, lover of Ozu, lover of pure cinema, and lover of Tokyo and its trains. He's just like me for real. Erupsia. Full of charm, whimsy, magical realism, dark poetry, and it stars my fellow cinephile, Charlie XCX. What more can you ask for? Uncut gems. And you know what? Maybe the real uncut gems were the friends we met along the way. You ever think of that? Yeah, oh, yeah. Let it linger. Let that linger. Twitches. And what do y'all know about A Rush by Ali and AJ Needledrop? Into the rush now, you don't have to know how. Meaning all before you try. The Incredibles. So there's this greatest movie ever made. If I had legs, I'd kick you. And what if I said Rose Byrne, Oscar snub? Also, A$AP Rocky, I love the actor arc he's going in. Let's keep that going. One battle after another. The cinematic equivalent of having cocaine rush through your veins for a full 2 hours and 42 minutes. Also, we'll be cracking open a Modelo for my sensei tonight. Fuck Ice. From Up on Poppy Hill, one of my favorite Ghibli movies of all time, I fear, and sorry to the haters of potentially incestual plotlines. The Long Walk. Feel-bad movie of last year, although that being said, I do think I would have a better chance than a majority of the people out there, of winning The Long Walk, because I wouldn't have to stop to poop at any point because I'm chronically constipated, so it would be at least 14 days before I would have to do that. Urchin, a reminder that beauty and joy can still coexist amongst pain and anguish. American Sweatshop. One thing that the internet and men have in common is that they probably were not the best things to be introduced to society as a whole. Training Day. I think Denzel Washington invented acting. Black Box Diaries, an intense documentary that follows Shiori Ito as she seeks to find justice for a crime committed against her 7 years ago. She has no help from the Japanese government as they chose to protect her offender, and I think it was just so bold of her to go about this investigation on her own and to document the entire process. Corpse Bride, I sobbed, tragically beautiful, love story of the millennium. The Royal Tenenbaums. Everyone is invited to smoke a ciggy today with me and my girl Margot Tenenbaum. We will be on the rooftop. Look for an owl. Flushed Away, not only proof that British cinema is real, but also Hugh Jackman's best role to date. I'll say it, I'll bite. Hugh Jackman, yeah, he was a hot rat. Okay. Gianmarco Soresi, Thief of Joy. Such a good comedy special that I immediately bought tickets to his tour and will be seeing him in April. Encanto. We Don't Talk About Bruno, still one of the hardest songs of all time. I love this little comfort movie and all the pretty, vibrant colors. Midsommar. First time watch, and in conclusion, women's voices matter. The Truman Show. If you love this movie, I recommend another movie called The Even Stevens Movie, starring Christy Carlson Romano and Redacted. It is the same exact movie. They're the same. Once upon a time, ... ellipses, in Hollywood. Mikey Madison's ass did not deserve to be blowtorched to a crisp, even though she was a member of the Manson family cult. That being said, this movie just reminds me of... I love movies. I want to be in the movies. I want to make movies. My favorite art form for real. Knives Out. Even on my 4th or 5th rewatch of this, I audibly said, at timestamp 39 seconds, fucking amazing. Roofman. Channing Tatum is low-key a modern-day Renaissance man. He can deliver on every emotional front when it comes to acting, and I don't think we talk about that enough. Creed. And what do y'all know about a perfectly executed legacy sequel starring Oscar winner Michael B. Jordan? What do y'all know about it? Us. If I don't get a new horrifying movie from Jordan Peele imminently, I'm going to riot. And Lupita deserved an Oscar for this one. I don't know what happened there. Now You See Me Too. I do fear this movie will never be seeing me again. Adrift in Tokyo. Minus the murder subplot, this is a movie about the act of flaneuring. Flaneur is a term that I learned when I was living in, yes, France, that refers to the act of just wandering, just walking with no fixed agenda. And this is what Adrift in Tokyo is all about. Ode to flaneur, all day, through the quiet streets of Tokyo. That's what I need, that's what I want. Charlie's Angels. My name is Lauren Brodauf, and this is how the Charlie's Angels saved me from suicide. Zootopia. You come to me on the night of my daughter's wedding. The Phoenician Scheme. Had to circle back. This is definitely one of my favorite Wes Andersons. And Benicio del Toro fucking rocks. Shark Tale. Martin Scorsese's best work to date. Angelina Jolie fish so hot. Christina Aguilera fish belting, working at the car wash. I know, that's right. Fantastic as fuck. High School Musical 3, a masterpiece on all fronts. This movie invented Broadway and high school proms. Game Night. When Jesse Plemons delivers the line, "How can that be profitable for Frito-Lay?" I felt that. And I know you would too.
How can that be profitable for Frito-Lay?
One of them days, fuck it. 5 stars on the 3rd rewatch. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Twinless. Dylan O'Brien is brilliant. The plot twist in this is brilliant. Dylan O'Brien's butt in this is also brilliant. Hercules. American Animation Studios, please make your movies 2D and pretty again. I beg you. Wicked for Good. It's like, yeah, if I were Alphaba, founder and CEO of PETA, and someone stole the Louboutins off of my murdered sister's corpse, I'd do something about it too. The Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement. Julie Andrews, Our Beloved. To a Land Unknown. This is a movie about the realities of being an immigrant and living in a place that sees you as lesser and forces you to succumb to deceptive and perhaps illegal means to simply survive. This was also one of the very few films I've ever watched that was spoken in Arabic. What a beautiful language. Begonia. Yes. Toy Story 2. Oh yeah, the best cold open to ever exist. Yeah. Ocean's 8, Cate Blanchett and her gay-ass manspreading, her gay-ass motorcycle, her gay-ass gum chewing. Oh my god. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Do not show this to PETA or its CEO, Elphaba, because they will have my boy Grinch locked up behind bars in an instant if they saw what he did to that beautiful baby sweet dog Max. Left-Handed Girl. This film feels so raw and real and lived in that by the end I truly felt for each character. It's a fascinating look at how 4 different generations view life, relationships, finances, social status, family dynamics. It also features one of the best ending shots / scenes perhaps I've ever seen. The Polar Express. Every single year this movie remained just so weird and unsettling to my core. Why is Tom Hanks every character? Who the hell is the hobo? Why is Steven Tyler performing at the North Pole? That being said, it is a staple must-watch movie each year and does invoke the Christmas spirit into my bones. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Just the perfect blend of hilarity, poignancy, Benoit Blanc, and hot priest Josh O'Connor. The Santa Claus 2. So there's this Santa Claus, made of plastic, and he's a fascist dictator. Seth Meyers' Lobby Baby. Oh, Seth Meyers, how I love you. I want to protect you in a weird maternal sense. I don't know why, as you are 25 years my senior, but I want to protect you. Die Hard. Christmas movie, Dion. Fa la 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 la. Yes. The Holdovers. Simply perfect. Just thinking about the vibe that this movie exudes has me longing for Christmas. Christmas time is here. No, it's not. It's April. Marty Supreme. And when the title sequence is a sperm transforming into a ping pong ball with the movie's name on it, buckle in, diva. You're in for a ride. The Talented Mr. Ripley, The Talented Mr. Twinkie. This will have you questioning how it is possible for 3 people to be so incredibly hot and beautiful and sexy, and it will also have me questioning how some people are still sleeping on the fantastic acting abilities of my girl Gwyneth Paltrow. And last but not least, Little Women. If I don't watch this movie at least once a year, I simply feel incomplete. It's the most perfect movie ever made. I will also be putting on the screen all of the series that I watched this year. Yes, take it in. And all of the shorts that I watched this year. Yes, take it in. Oof, loves. That took me a total of about 4 hours to film. Wow. That was about 8,000 movies, probably. I mean, yeah, thank you so much for watching this, for sitting through it all. I promise 2026's year in review will be being filmed in January and not at the end of March. But you know what? I still delivered. I still got it out. 2025 year in review. Movies, yes. Per usual, please leave a comment, recommend me a nice, good, delicious movie. I hope you got some recommendations from this video. With that being said, thank you for being here, and before we officially go, a message from today's sponsor. Mubi is a curated streaming service, a place to watch beautiful, interesting, and incredible movies from all around the globe. Each film is handpicked by a team of in-house curators. From seasoned directors to emerging auteurs, there is always something new for you to discover. One of the many films available on Mubi right now is Blue Velvet, directed by David Lynch. I've been wanting to discover much more of David Lynch's work these past few months. Out of the films of his I have watched, I think Blue Velvet is a great place to start if you are starting your journey into David Lynch. It's a dark, surreal, bizarre exploration of the American dream and what lurks beneath it. My girl Laura Dern also delivers one of her most iconic performances of all time in this, I think. You can try Mubi for free for 30 days at mubi.com/Lauren. That is mubi.com/Lauren for a full month of great cinema for free. Thank you to Mubi for sponsoring today's video. Now go watch a good movie.